The pyramid of intellect, trust me, bro. Honestly, that's what social media has turned into. Everyone is just trust me, bro. They don't even ask for the trust. They say it with enough confidence, people believe it. What do you think I earned these scrubs for? When you die, which body part dies last? The pupils. They dilate. Okay, that's good. But if I had to pick which body part dies last, I don't even know if it's considered a living thing, but I would say your toenail. Big brain, move, is what I say. Nervous system when confidence system walks in. Remember, a bone without a skeletal system is really just a puddle. A body, wait, what did I say? Best not to tell this guy any secrets. What? I don't understand, what's the secret? He spilled popcorn? What is on the floor? It looks like hot dog bits. Who do you not tell any secrets? Someone who has a big mouth.
And what would that person do?
Oh, they would spill your secrets! Wait, that's not it?
You're still almost there.
They would spill the beans! Yes! Purell paper cut locator. So true. Every time I walk out of a patient's room, I get like PTSD reminder of earlier in the day when I was filing patients' labs. And I don't know why, patients' lab reports tend to be a thicker quality of paper, and despite it being thicker, it slices better. It's like more firm, right to the point, really delicate on the epidermis. And also, Purell's good if your hands just need a cleansing of bacteria and viruses. But if you have soiled hands, wash them bad boys. I would help, but Tide? By Tide? To Tide? My hands are tied. When you're half asleep and your body pulls that fake fall blow, I am the monster twitcher when falling asleep. And the reason this happens is because the brain thinks you're fully asleep and thinks it can move inside your dream and have reactions. But you haven't reached that deep state of sleep where your muscles are fully paralyzed, and therefore you twitch and then you end up waking yourself up because you're not in that super deep sleep. This happens more when you're sleep deprived, by the way. Asher Perlman, I love these comic strips. Are you the widow? I mean wife? Oops. Oh my God. I get secondhand ick reading these because I feel like that's something that would happen. Like they would walk out and say something presumptuous, and it's presumptuous because they already know what happened and they just haven't told the person. Oof. Do sharks play the harmonica like this or this? Oh, yeah, probably like the second image. But also I feel like sharks don't play the harmonica. This, how bro sleeps. That's how I sleep. And you know what happens when I sleep this way? Low back pain. And now I realize what the secret is to fighting back pain in this position. You gotta take the pillow, or at least another pillow, and put it underneath your abdomen to support your lumbar spine from collapsing and becoming over lordotic. I have a lordotic lumbar spine. Lordotic lumbar spine. Say it with me. Lordotic, So the lumbar is extra lordotic, which means it's extra, which gives me a little, presumably good at helping people stay alive. Dr. B.G. Staying alive. Oh, I can't sing it. And we're just gonna know that if you do chest compressions, you do them to the tune of Staying Alive by Bee Gees. There's actually a whole other like genre of songs you can listen to as long as they're 100 beats per minute. Actually, Angela Johnson Reyes on my podcast, Staying Alive.
Oh,
Staying
yeah.
Alive. Yeah. So to that beat.
I was like, wait, that song is about chest compression?
That's not the case, but it should have been. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf? Get ready for Lemur on a Femur. Make healthcare cheaper or draw 25s. The government. The government wants to make healthcare cheaper. They're just incapable of solving this issue, not because they're not smart enough. It's because they've systematically destroyed healthcare to such a point that it's become so complicated that they now don't understand what they've done. Good luck, reverse, you lose. Reminder that there's no proper way to do CPR, and it's totally normal to have your own style and technique be you. This is like this whole new thing where it's like, do you? No, don't. This is not a do you situation. But chest compression, there is a proper way of doing it. There's a BLS certificate that you can get, which is basic life support. That'll teach you how to do it. In fact, if you want to go to one of the airports listed right here or science museums, there's a little device that I partnered up with the American Heart Association that teaches you how to do chest compressions. My immune system, whenever I get a cut, white blood cells attack. Yeah, that's actually exactly what happens. And not just white blood cells, but platelets. American healthcare, love, pharmacy. What? I'm assuming it's supposed to say pharmacy and the P just fell off or was photoshopped off. Oh, I get it. Like it harms you instead of farms you. I mean, not farm, you know what I mean. Stop acting like you don't know what I mean. I'm about to call out the pharmacies, all the major pharmacies. What are you doing with all the miracle supplements? I found out that there's an aisle now. It might as well be called Miracle Supplement Aisle. It seems like if you take the stuff in that aisle, you will become thinner, faster, stronger, sexier, last longer in bed, give birth to a Newfoundland. The claims on these bottles are becoming ridiculous. When you read a scientific paper years after leaving academia and try to remember what the retroangular condiform fenestral globus of the anterior posterior gobbled the bone is. Now you're just some body part that I used to know. You know what's weird about that music video? A, epic. B, stuck in my head to this day. C, their mouths, especially the main singer's mouth, blew my mind. I don't know what about the mouth and watching him sing was like hypnotizing to me. And yes, when you leave medicine and like you leave the academic setting and there's all these things and you realize how useless it was to learn it, it's painful, it's expensive. But there's still something about it that seems like it was valuable. Like knowing the idea of it was valuable. You know when you have a really bad relationship and you were scarred, but then like you became a slightly better person? I say slightly because you're still a little bit scarred and you're kind of a worse person in some ways, but you're mostly a better person. Imagine that being medical school. My body gives me signals to sleep the entire day. Me goes to bed, my body. Well, now I am not doing it. This is me every single day. Exhausted all day, overworked, so tired, but now that I've kind of gotten past the point of sleepiness, now I'm tired, but wired, which is a dangerous place to be because now you're gonna ruin your following day. And you know what I've come to realize? That if you're sleepy at 8 p.m., you're like, oh, I can watch a movie, I can stay up and then I'll go to sleep, I'll be even sleepier. No, treasure the sleepiness and head to the bed. Because if you let that sleepiness moment pass, hard to get it back. Someone replaced this receptionist. I got tested for a bunch of STDs, a bunch, and they didn't get back to me for a week, so I called and the woman was like, okay, so you got chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV, and you tested negative for all of them. Ma'am, why would you say it like that? Well, first of all, receptionists don't give medical information over the phone. Usually it's the doctor, and if it's not the doctor, it's someone that works with the doctor, the PA, the nurse, because you want to avoid things like this. And if you're gonna give someone the news that they have like a serious condition or serious diagnosis, don't do it over the phone. Like, that's just rude. Me after turning a pimple into an open wound. Skincare. Yeah, don't do that. People are like, Mike, is it safe to pop your pimples? I'm like, is it safe to perform surgery on yourself? Maybe if you're in Antarctica and you're a Russian surgeon and that's the only route you have because you're gonna die. It's actually something that I covered in one of my videos of amazing survival stories. Link down below. Hemoglobin is red, cyanosis makes me blue. The doctor ordered beta blockers because my sympathetic output increases around you. Oh. Beta blockers are a type of medication that controls sympathetic output. Actually, there's a medication called propranolol, which some people use off-label to use to give speeches. Some presidents have talked about it openly, some musicians have talked about it openly, because what it prevents your body from doing is like making your heart race like crazy. Some people don't get sweaty palms. All the like sympathetic fight or flight type responses kind of get calmed down, but it doesn't impact your mind, so your mind still feels good. My ancestors who fought off wild animals watching me have a panic attack in the grocery store. There's definitely a generational shift. I actually just talked about that with KSI.
For them, they never really believed in like mental health or anything like that.
Sure.
Especially like my mom, she just, she thinks of witchcraft or something like that. Sure. And it's like, nah.
We might be more safe. There might be not wild animals around us. There might be less crime, but there's other problems that have arisen. And part of that is an explosion of anxiety and loneliness, especially because of the pandemic. So to you who's lonely at home, I say hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Push, miss, push. Wait, this isn't a delivery. It's too short. What? Did they pay for this ad? Because that's ridiculous if they did. My gut when I eat too much fiber, my gut when I don't eat enough fiber. Honestly, true. There's a balance. Just like everything with life, the dose makes the poison. Drink enough water, you drown. Not literally, you wash out your electrolytes. So that's why we gotta be careful when we put things with labels as all good or all bad, because that's not the reality. If you have too much of those things, it could become a problem. The answer is always it depends. If there's anyone on social media going out and saying,
this is why you're having pain, or if you press right here.
I'm not even saying pressing right here won't even have the effect that they're saying. But this ain't solving it for everybody. Check out my teen nephews try to explain what periods are to me, a doctor. Yes, it gets weird, but it's a really good time and you'll probably learn something. As always, stay happy and healthy.